McDonald's at the Pentagon.
I work at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. They might not have much spots for lunch, but it's a killer gig back serving up the Big Macs.
Down in the Pentagon.
Serve them in the Pentagon.
Down in the Pentagon. Ugh. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Sorry. I work at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. Pentagon.
That's been in our head for
Past 2 days.
yeah, like 2 days now.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 9.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Episode 9.
This is 9.
Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you've subscribed and liked and commented already so far.
I hope so. I hope so.
You want to know what the Pokemon of today is?
Sure.
He's a ghost.
Okay, that could be a few things.
His
Ghastly?
colors are black, white, gray, and he has a red eyeball.
Darkrai?
He had it's
Am
like
I close?
you got the D right.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
The bottom of his body kind of looks like a genie.
A genie's? Okay.
And then it goes into like a little bit circular body that looks like it has on his body where his nipples should be, look like to be 2 yellow eyeballs with like a zigzag as a mouth almost.
Oh,
And then his head comes up and then it like kind of spurts out like almost like a fancy shirt on the sides.
That sounds like fucking Darkrai. But you said it's a genie? Like a genie?
Well, his
legs?
his legs look kind of like a genie.
Legs plural, like it's not just one.
It's
There's
just
two.
it's just one.
Oh,
leg,
okay.
yeah.
So one little tail looks like a genie.
And then his face, his head itself, like where his mouth is, is like black. His red eye kind of looks like the tongue in it. It's like a circular, like red. And then the top of his head, there's like it comes to like a little point at the top. It's like circular, yellow circular. I'm probably butchering like the description of this because there's a lot going on. He has 2 arms. His arms like come out and there's like 2 yellow circles on them. And at the point,
Hoopa? Is it Hoopa?
No,
Poop is purple. Never mind.
Before he gets to his hands, there's like black, like circles around that, like his cuffs. And then his hands look like to be like gray gloves. He's got 5 fingers.
Could you tell me Pokedex number?
477.
Okay. So.
Yes.
The only part I'm honestly really taking away from this is the feet bit. And that it's a ghost?
It's a ghost.
Like a ghost type?
That's a ghost type, yeah. That's the type of Pokemon.
Does it look like a ghost?
Not really, to be honest.
Damn.
It's kind of hard. It's really hard to describe, to be honest.
Okay.
It looks like his mouth looks to be like laughing, but he has no like actual eyes. Where his eyes should be, there's just like a yellow like ribbon going. Not ribbon, but it's just yellow going around. A small thin yellow line around his head. And at the very top of it kind of looks like the very top of like a bell at like a desk, just kind of like enlarged at the very top of his head.
Either this is a poor description.
Probably is.
Or I'm tired and hungry and my brain can't.
It could also be that too. But there's just a lot going on.
So you said, okay, run me by the colors again.
So his main colors are like a very dark, almost black, gray. And then his cuffs are black. Most of his body is like a light gray, and then there's yellow.
So what's the transition like between body and like ghost tail?
There's it's like a ghost tail, and then it kind of just goes into his abdomen almost. Abdomen.
The top of his head looks like a bell.
Of like the very top of his head, yeah. It's okay if you don't know
Well,
it.
what the hell? I don't know. This description is crazy. Dusk Noir. I was close. That's what Darkrai evolves from.
Okay.
That's why I was close. Yes. Darkrai looks
He's all
arguably
over the
cooler.
place.
Yeah, I agree. So, yes, the gloves are fine.
There's like a lot of circles and stuff going on.
So that is the eye. Yeah, it does. No, your description is fine. I get it.
It's
I get
tough.
it.
I was like, I saw
Yeah.
that and I was like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
One of these days, you're going to get Garbodor, and you're like, it's a trash bag. And I'm like, I'm so glad.
It's a trash bag.
I'm not kidding. There's a Pokemon that is just a trash bag. And it's
It's a
Garbodor.
trash bag.
It's a trash bag.
So, my mini game for today,
Mhm.
I'm into Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of news coming out about different card sets that are coming out, like Avatar. And now that there's a rumor going around that Halo's being introduced into it.
Right.
Final Fantasy's later this year. It's just a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of jokes being thrown around about what Magic's going to look like in like 10 to 20, 15 years.
Right.
Because of all the crazy shit that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, Magic has been around since the dawn of age.
I think it was like the 90s. But yeah, the dawn of age 30 years ago. It's okay.
And I was like, there's got to be some silly names in there.
Mm-hmm.
So my game today is I mixed in some AI generated silly Magic the Gathering title names of cards and real title names of cards.
Okay.
And you are to guess which one is real and which one is fake.
All right.
So the first one is Hunted Wumpus.
Oh, God. Hunted Wumpus?
Wumpus.
WMPUS or BUS?
PUS.
Wumpus.
Wumpus.
What's a wumpus? I'm gonna say that's real.
You are correct.
Slay!
That's and I'm gonna tell you like what it is for the most part.
Okay.
It's a 1 green, 2 colorless creature. So the 1 green and 2 colors is how much it costs to cast the spell, and then it's a creature. And I want to say it is a Wumpus. The creature type is Wumpus.
Wumpus.
I didn't look up exactly what
is
everything is.
Like in my mind, it's the little gremlin, like the one-eyed little gremlin that you.
The little mat that I have.
That you bought. Oh, a Wumpus is scary.
Yeah.
It's like a big, like, gnashing teeth.
Some of these are, like,
kind of
crazy looking. Some of these are kind of funny looking.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
So the next one I have is Noodle Storm the Wizard.
I want it to be real. Noodle Storm. I'm going to say that's real.
That's fake.
Damn.
So I typed into the AI generator to ask for, like, funny names, and it at first gave me Noodle Storm the Spaghetti Wizard, but I was like, that's gonna be a dead giveaway.
Dude, if it had said Spaghetti Wizard, I probably would have said no.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I shortened it to
no.
the Wizard.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more realistic that way.
But like, they're even I don't know shit about Magic the Gathering, but I still know that there are still some cards out there that are ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So
there's a card coming out in the Final Fantasy one where it adds 900 or 99 counters to it. So if you add trample on it, I'm getting into some nerd shit right now.
Yeah, I could
see
that.
But basically is
only like 9 out of the 10 words or 8 out of 10 words you're saying are clicking.
Yeah. Basically, to dumb it down, if it were to do any damage to anything, and if that damage could bleed through, it would be doing 100 damage to that person.
Jeez.
Which is fucking insane.
Isn't like the starting health in Magic like
40?
Yeah.
40. So you could kill someone right off the bat if
Damn.
you were able to. That's like a game ender card right there. And
No
I think
kidding.
that's so funny.
Damn.
The next one is Almighty Brushwag.
Brushwag?
Brushwag.
Dog. Brushwag is wheel. Brushwag is wheel.
Brushwag is so wheel.
Brushwag?
Wag.
Brushwag?
It has two G's.
That's real.
That's real? Yes.
Yeah,
That's
real.
a 1 green creature. That is a brush wag creature.
Dog, what the hell? Brush wag.
Brush wag creature.
The bush wag is wheel. That's a wheel called.
That's a wheel called.
That's wheel.
This next one, dingus staff.
That's what I was hit over the head with. The dingus staff. I got hit with the dingus staff.
No, I got hit with the dingus staff.
No, I want to say that's fake.
That's real.
Are you kidding me?
That's a 4 colorless artifact.
That's awesome. It's an artifact.
It's an artifact. I don't know what it does, but I'm telling you, I'm putting that in my SpongeBob deck.
Awesome.
I'm going to tap full for the dingo stuff.
Dude, that text you sent to your friends about the Halo deck and everything like that.
That's kind of what prompted this whole thing was because one of my friends texted me and was like, they're introducing, mind you, there's supposed to be a SpongeBob drop later this year,
allegedly,
which is so fucking funny to me. And I had one of my friends sent me a text in my DM was like showing that Magic and Halo are gonna do a thing. So I sent him, mind you, a lot of what I'm gonna say right now is not gonna make sense to a lot of people, but those who play Magic and just to kind of think that.
I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. But it's basically, I texted, I said, I'll tap 5 to bring out Master Chief, and then I'll tap 2 colorless to mount him onto Appa. After all that, I'll play my land, Jellyfish Lance, for green, and tap that to activate Appa's ability to attack. And I just think that's so funny that in the future, that is a possibility.
That is a sentence that could be uttered.
That is so funny to me.
That is a move that is in turn someone could have.
And imagine you do that, and people are just like, what the fuck am I playing?
And I know too. I'll talk about it later. You're good. Let's finish the game.
Okay. The next one is Ancient Scroll of the Unread Wisdom.
That seems normal enough, but that makes me want to think that it's fake. That you threw this. I'm gonna say it's real.
That's fake.
But that's so random. What? That's what it gave you?
That's what it gave me.
Damn.
So I did a few prompts in the AI generator. I did a few to give me silly ones. Silly ones were like obvious ones. They were like the toaster strudel, and I was like, okay. But then I did like, okay, make it seem a little bit more realistic, and then it gave me like super realistic sounding ones,
kidding.
and I was
that
just like,
I
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So then I kind of tried doing a mix of in between.
Yeah.
So I kind of picked and choose.
Okay.
The next one is Molten Rooster, Flame of the Cinderclaw.
Dude, that sounds awesome. Caw!
Caw! I am Flame of the Cinderclaw!
Caw! That's that. Shoot, I don't know if it's because it's too long that I would think it's fake. Because typically, they're a little bit. Damn. I'm gonna say that's fake.
That is fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next one is
Caw!
I am Molten Rooster, Flame of the Cinderclaw. That's my next D&D NPC right there.
A flaming chicken.
Yeah. Next one is Goat Nap.
Goat nap? Like
one word.
Okay.
Exactly how you think it's spelled.
So they stole a goat napping, or like a goat, that kind of thing. That's real.
That is real. That's a 1 red, 2 colorless sorcery. So it's.
Are they actually goat napping? What is a goat
I don't know
nap?
what it does. To be honest. I got some of these from Reddit, and I just looked at the name and added it to the list.
Period. I do that sometimes too.
The next one is Bubbling Beebles. Bumbling Beebles.
Beebles. I'm gonna say no to Beebles.
That is real. It's a 1 blue, 4 colorless creature.
What's a Beeble?
I don't know.
I know what a damn. I was about to make a deep cut Barbie movie reference, and I was like, I don't know if that's. We have the audience for that.
Next one is Evil Eye of Ormus by Gore.
By Gore?
So Evil Eye of Ormus by Gore.
What the what? Sure. Why not? Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
You are correct. That's it's a 1 black, 4 colorless creature.
Ah.
Next one, Snailstorm.
Snailstorm. I think Damn.
He was stuck up there for a bit.
Boys. I think Snailstorm's real.
That's fake.
Damn. Just a hailstorm of snails. It's like Sharknado, but like way better.
And you know what's funny? I think there is a Sharknado card.
Really?
It's not like an actual like based off of Sharknado. I think it's something different, like called something different. But it has the same premise of a Sharknado. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's what it has.
Swag.
Yeah. Next one is Mustache Goblin.
No.
No?
No.
That's fake.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. No
but there
way.
are a lot of funny goblin names.
Yeah, I imagine.
In Magic.
No.
You can make a whole goblin deck, which is quite funny.
I bet you could.
Earl of Squirrels.
Yeah.
That is real.
Yes! Woo!
That's a 2 green, 4 colorless creature.
I am the Earl of Squirrels.
Yeah.
Cute. That's funny.
Next one is Armadillo Cloak.
Yeah.
That's real?
Yeah.
That is real.
I'm doing so
You're
good.
doing pretty damn good.
I'm doing so
I'm not
good.
keeping track, but you're doing pretty good.
Either.
It's a 1 green, 1 white, 1 colorless enchantment.
Okay.
Next one is Soggy Spell.
What the no.
That's
I'd say
fake.
It's fake.
Dude.
I'm
You're
doing
nailing
so
it.
good.
You're nailing it.
Slaying.
Squeaky Blade.
Yes.
That's fake.
Damn.
I had to bring you back down a little bit.
Just a little bit. It was just a little humbling.
Aerial Fent. Aerial Effent. Aerial Effent.
Stop.
It's an elephant, but it's aerial. Aerial Effent.
Okay. I thought you said fent. I'm like fentanyl, like a fentanyl, a Magic the Gathering. Airy elephant.
Airy elephant.
No.
That's real.
It's real.
It's a 1 white, 3 colorless creature.
Dude. All right. I mean, that's a cool card though.
Yeah.
Is it like basically just like Dumbo?
I think it's a elephant that is like in the circus or something.
So Dumbo.
Yeah, kind of.
That's just Dumbo.
Yeah. Next one is Extremely Slow Zombie.
No.
That is real. It is 1 black, 1 colorless creature. There's like 4 different variations of it.
Really?
Yeah. And they're all
mildly slow, extremely slow.
It's all extremely slow. It's all different art styles. So there's one that's like in the fall, there's one that's like in the winter.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
So imagine you play it and you're like, okay, and then you play another one. And it's like in a different season. You're like,
crazy.
It's getting there.
This is his winter form.
Yeah.
Winter variant.
Or if you're playing like Commander, you like switch it out. You're like, sorry guys, it's next season. Next one is Dancing Lizard.
I'm gonna say yeah.
That's fake.
Damn it.
Next one is Turtle Rampage.
I hope so. So I'm gonna say yes.
That's fake as well.
No. Can we have nothing fun? No.
I'm surprised the Turtle Rampage isn't one. I feel like that'd be a fun card.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
Last one is Fruitcake Elemental.
Yes.
That is real.
I think I've heard of that card before.
Have you really?
I think so. It for some reason some of these sounds familiar.
It's not a pleasant looking card, to be honest. It's just
really?
an elemental that
looks
has
like a fruitcake.
It has a lot of like circular holes in it, I think.
Because of the fruitcake.
Because of the fruitcake.
With the fruit.
It's a 2 green, 1 colorless creature.
Damn.
You did pretty good. Like
I think so.
I think from like after Dingus Staff all the way to about Squeaky Blade, you got like all of those right.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Frick yeah. Fuck. Frick yeah, brother.
Oh.
Sorry.
So yeah, that was my little mini game. I just thought because of how crazy the universe of Magic's gonna become here in the next few years, especially since they're coming out with a movie of it.
Oh yeah.
I just thought that would be a fun little.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say earlier is, and I know we talked about it too, is there were people online, especially when the SpongeBob deck was getting announced. People online were being like, "Come on, Like
They hated the idea.
that was basically like
I'm like, you
Magic the
can't have
Gathering,
fun with it.
like purists,
Yeah.
almost being like,
They're like,
what the heck, dude?
What are they bringing? I was telling all my friends, I was like, you have to understand, I'm showing up with SpongeBob cards.
Yeah.
There's a Mikasa.
Mikasa?
There was a Mikasa, or not a Mikasa. What was the? I showed you a card a few days ago.
What?
It was of an anime character.
Oh, okay.
And the Secret Lair, they do like more exclusive stuff of Magic.
Right.
They had a whole drop for her.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
It's all like reprints of different other cards, of different variations of cards, but I just thought that was so funny, which is what SpongeBob's going to be.
Right, but it all comes down to like, what, you guys don't want to have fun?
You guys don't want to
You guys
lack
lack whimsy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you lack whimsy and fun.
Yeah.
That you don't want to have SpongeBob or Patrick in your
I'm
Magic
for
decks.
sure making a SpongeBob Avatar Halo deck.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's so crazy.
It's so funny.
You lack fun and you lack whimsy. You
go to like a card shop and you start playing and people are like, I don't want to play against you because you have a SpongeBob deck.
Like if that's what it comes down to, get the.
I'm like, dude, let me beat your ass with the SpongeBob
like
deck.
Purest attitude about it. I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
A lot of my questions were nerdy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep the nerd going.
Okay.
I want to just talk about like D&D because I feel like D&D gets a bad rep for a lot of people.
For what?
I don't know, just older folks.
Oh, you mean for instance, certain family members of yours?
Certain family members of mine. My stepdad had told me to not mention D&D around certain family members because they wouldn't like it and they'd give me a whole spiel about it. And I recently asked him again about it, and he said, "Oh, I don't give a fuck anymore." And I was like, "Period." Because I had told him, I was just like, I want you to know that if it gets brought up in the conversation that I do play, I'm gonna say it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I fully expect you to now."
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with that.
Wasn't it his mom that was like that freaked out about it?
A long time ago.
Oh,
he had like somewhat mentioned it to her, and she had a freak out about it because this was during the Satanic Panic.
That's what I was about to say too. Is especially like peak around 90s.
Was it like
era?
Was it 80s or 90s?
Yes, anywhere between that.
Yeah.
My mom will text and be like, "No, it was this year." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
But
no,
yeah,
like
I think they were definitely alive and very well accustomed to the quote unquote Satanic Panic of the time.
And
Sorry, Siri.
Sorry, Siri. I wasn't really talking to you. No, but I was, because I had told him, I was like, you know that I'm gonna say that I play it now, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I expect you to," and I was just like, "I want you to know what I'm gonna say," and I had told him that if someone asks me about it, I tell them that it's a way for me to express my creativity.
Yeah.
Ever since I was like introduced to it, I was like, my mind was blown by the fact that you could escape reality and become someone else in a different world.
Yeah.
And then once I figured that out and started becoming so into it, I then started adventuring into me running my own games. And now, like, the stories that I get to create with all of my friends, like, it's a whole event.
It is.
It's like 4 hours out of a day that I get to spend time with my friends and get to create and explore a world that we all are creating together.
Period.
And I think it's so crazy that some
like
people...
Americans.
Like Americans. Like when we explored the west of America. No, but...
When I equip my sword and my health potions, I'm well equipped as an American to adventure.
I want to see you take away my sword.
I am a level 8 spellcaster, and you will treat me as such, as my Second Amendment allows me to.
You're talking this to like some little goblin guy, and he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, but I think it's funny now that me and him have gotten to that part in our relationships to where he was just like, oh yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, because when I first met him, he was like, do not talk about it. Say that you
Yeah.
play board games. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And at the time, I wasn't like so. I didn't have my walls built
Yeah.
around them yet.
Yeah.
But now that I do, and to the fact that if they were like, well, blah, 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 religion, I'm just going to be like, if you're over here telling me how to live my life and not allowing me to creatively express myself, you can kindly just F off. Because to me, that's just, it's not fun.
No. And I will say too is sometimes, particularly with my grandma, is if things like that do come up, you're like, all right, it is now my mission for the next hour. I'm gonna fuck with you and tease you for the foreseeable future.
Kind of, yeah.
And especially with my grandma, you love to fuck with that woman. You love to fuck with her.
There's just something about people who don't get sarcasm, and
yeah, and it's
and even with like Robert's mom too. Like when I love telling this story, but like the last Christmas I spent with them, and they accidentally gave me one of Mia's gifts because Mia wasn't there, and I opened it because it didn't have her name on it. They gave it to me, and then I opened it, and it was these fuzzy like slippers, and I, being the person that I am, I'm like, oh my god, these are so pretty. I'm gonna wear these all around the house.
Oh my God, so cute.
And across the room, my stepsister's now fiance was just cackling and laughing, and he was like, dude, those are gonna look so good on you. And Robert's mom was just like, oh my god, those are not for you. And I was just like, lady, calm down. Can you take a joke, please? It won't kill you to laugh a little in your life.
Yeah.
And to what you said, I love messing with your grandma just because it's
she doesn't jokes fly right over her head.
I was gonna say right over her head.
Yeah, at my brother's birthday dinner, she found out that we started doing the podcast. First question she asked, "What's a podcast?" Glad you asked.
That's
we knew. I
that's
knew
guaranteed.
On the car ride of the way there, I'm like, she's gonna ask. She doesn't
Yeah.
know what it is. But basically, she was like, "So what do you talk about?" And Micah was like, "Oh, you're." Oh no, she was like,
"I hope you guys don't talk about my social security and my home address and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Actually, on top of all the things we talk about, those are
that.
a lot of topics that we like to touch on." And in that, when I saw it, I kind of felt bad because her lips started quivering, and I, at that point, was like, I said it. I can't really take it back. And so then everyone at the table had to go, Grandma, he's kidding. And she's like, well, I sure hope you are.
Yeah, like, it's just...
I would never try to I just think it's so fun.
My grandma does not have a sarcastic bone in her body. And you find a lot of... How should I say this?
I do it with customers, too.
Yeah. But you find a lot of companionship in that with my dad. My dad has also been fucking with my grandma for years.
When I told your dad the story, he like almost dapped me up in a way. Like, he had told me, he's like, I'm so glad that you're taking the spot that I would be taking.
He's like, because I'm not here.
And I was like, and this is something I never even knew. This is just who I am.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so funny.
Yep.
It's just...
Like I said, she doesn't get...
There's someone outside with a horn.
Yep, there's the cart guy outside. He's... Yeah, but no, she doesn't get sarcasm. I don't think she's ever made really like jokes ever. But yeah, no, you consistently fuck with her, and it's quite funny.
It is funny.
It's very funny. And yeah, we talk about your social security,
we talk
your
about
home
all
address,
of your personal
we blasted
information,
your phone number. Like, it's a good time.
And like I had said, I think a lot of it has to do with, like, I have such a hard shell when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
That, like, I love sarcasm. I love dry humor.
Yeah.
And, like, when someone's sending it my way, I love it. I love it. It's so amazing. But, like, I forget that not everyone is like-minded as I am when it comes to that.
Yeah.
To where when I do stuff like that and it does happen to her and her lip starts quivering, I feel a little bad. But then once she's like, well, I hope you don't talk about that stuff. I'm like, Grandma, You just set the best joke up all night.
She does all the time. She'll say things that's it's a total layup. Like if you didn't, you'd be like,
I'm like,
all right.
Okay, you just gave this to me. I can't just pass this up.
But she has no idea.
None.
Because like I said, she doesn't have a sarcastic bone in her body that she'll just say things. She'll not even think about it, and you're like, it's my time. It's my time. I've never seen a better opportunity in my life.
You just passed me the ball. Open net, no goalie, and I'm taking the shot.
Yeah, like it's so funny. I mean, yes, the lip
it's like Michael
Jackson
fear. Said, you don't if you.
Michael Jackson? Did you say Michael Jackson? Did you mean Michael Scott? Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
I messed that up so bad.
You didn't even get to.
You miss 90% of the shots you don't take.
Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? You said Michael Jackson. Oh, it would have been that would have been so funny if you did. Just like Michael Jackson said. And that would have been
the little bit right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because even like when I introduced friends to D&D for the first time, I would pitch it to them. I'll have Isaac for an example. When I first started playing in Hanford, I pitched the idea to my friend Isaac to play with me. Because he had never done it either, and I had only gone to like 2 or 3 sessions, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. And I pitched it to him. He's like, so what's it like? And I was like, imagine you're playing Skyrim, but instead of you at the controller, you're the player in the game.
Yeah.
And you're making all the decisions and he took that and was like, that is such a cool idea.
That's f***ing rad, bro.
And now he loves it. He still is playing with that group. I don't think as often as anymore because he's going through school or whatnot. But he loves it. And whenever I talk to my Hanford friends, I bring that up.
Yeah.
As I'm like, so how's the game going, guys? But I just think it's like, it's so funny to me that there are people out there who are like, it's Satan worshiping and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God.
I would love that too of like, what if one of those people actually sat in on a session and like, okay, so I cast a fireball and I want to go into the tavern and buy 2 gallons or 2 jugs of meat. Like,
what's funny?
So for real.
What's funny too is like there are sessions I haven't gotten to one yet, but there are sessions where it's a whole shopping session.
That's
people
what you're
are
afraid
going,
of? A shopping spree?
You're afraid of a shopping session? Then that's what I'm saying is
you're afraid of a swiped card?
Yeah.
Come on, bitch.
So it's so funny to me, and like, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because that's something that I just think about quite often.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of, especially with like nerd culture, stipulations like that. And besides, like with older people like that, they're like, I don't understand it. So
a lot of it too is when you don't understand something, you have a harder time to accept it. Yeah. So yeah.
Hey, welcome to being a person.
Yeah.
But it's true. Doesn't mean you gotta be a dick about it.
Doesn't mean you have to tell me how to live my life. I talked about D&D being a way for me to express my creativity. What's a way for you to express yours? Like, what's one of your favorite ways I should put it?
I don't know. I mean, drawing seems like the easy answer, 'cause it is. I don't know. That's a weird thing to think about. I would say at least like permanent is tattoos, 'cause I have quite a bit on me that I designed myself.
Is that tattoos that you're doing to people, or is that tattoos you're getting?
Myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, I have a few at least on myself that I designed. You have one on you that I helped design.
That you completely designed.
Well, Cameron reworked it, but
well, he gave you pointers, and then you kind of ran with it.
Yeah, but I mean, still, the point carries. So things like that, I guess. That's so weird. I don't think about it. Considering that, like, as a person, I would consider myself to be a creative expressing it. I'm like, that feels like a no-brainer.
It just feels natural to you.
Yeah, It just feels like
I mean,
every
to
an
be
everyday
fair,
thing.
I was gonna say every day you're drawing.
Yeah.
Every day you're doing something.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah.
So
Because if I don't, I'm like, well, what's the point?
yeah.
This is boring. My hands are idle. You know.
And that makes
things like
sense.
that.
I mean, there's a lot of time in a day where you're just kind of sitting and relaxing and not really doing much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I just wanted to see about that.
yeah.
Next thing is authorities in Wales are searching for a raccoon dog on the loose.
Authorities in Wales are searching for a raccoon dog
On the loose.
on the loose.
On the loose.
So is it like an actual dog?
I'm pretty sure it's a mix between a raccoon.
A raccoon and a dog?
A raccoon and
Shut
a dog.
up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I shit you not. Let
Dude,
me
what
look it up.
dog? What kind of dog did it mix with?
I'm looking it up right now.
Dog. That sounds awesome. Let it. You mean? Oh God. Let it free.
Let's see. Raccoon dog on the loose in the whole country of Wales.
Okay, well you guys can't get a point of origin for this raccoon dog. It's got to be the whole country,
The whole country.
dude.
An
Get it
animal with a
together.
raccoon-like face that is actually more closely related to fox was seen in southeast of how do you say that?
Where?
The first towards the end.
Southeast on Lean-Tegged Gwynedd.
Yeah.
Europeans, man.
The organization said raccoon dog native to East Asia are known to travel long distances
So it's not
in the wild.
actually a raccoon dog.
So it's an actual breed of something.
Of what? Of what?
New rules took effect in 2019 banning raccoon dogs from being bred or sold in Britain.
What the hell?
What the heck? This is crazy. Why am I just learning about raccoon dogs?
Raccoon dogs.
Raccoon dogs that were already being kept as pets
Okay.
when the rules went into place
So
were allowed to remain.
The Lean-Tegged is the raccoon dog, I think. Let me see.
That's the name of the
It's a tanuki. It's a tanuki. Do you know what a tanuki is?
No. A tushy?
Da Vinci? No, a tanuki, like, you ever played Mario and you know the brown tail and like little fox costume? That's what it's based off of. So basically it's a
Look at the little guy.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yeah, but it's a tanuki looks like a raccoon, but so I think it's like smaller or something.
I want one.
It's a tanuki.
I want one.
Tanuki, yeah, they're common in native to East Asia. They're named for the raccoon-like facial markings, but are actually most closely related to foxes.
That's what I just said.
I know, and I'm confirming that.
They are also known to travel long distances.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't, because I didn't read it. You did.
I just learned that.
2 seconds ago, I just learned that.
Yeah. My brain's so big.
Raccoon dogs are tanukis, which are a pre-existing thing. Why do they just say that? Why do they gotta call it a raccoon?
Why do they have
dog?
to dance around the bush? Just call what it is.
Dance around the bush. You combine, dude. I love it because Matt has also done it, where you combine two different sayings.
Dance around the bush.
It's beat around the bush or dance around the subject.
We're dancing around the bush.
We're dancing around the bush. Did I show you that? I posted on Instagram when it happened, but my friend.
Is that so funny to you that I said that?
Well, it's funny because it's not the first time you've done it, and it's happened similarly, where my friend
beat
Matt,
around the bush. Yeah.
Okay, so my friend Matt, he has like family beef or whatever, and instead of saying stir the pot, he said stir the beef. Stir the meat or something like that.
You saying this.
And I was like, you mean the pot? You meant the pot, not the beef.
He's like, man, they just be stirring the beef over
Stirring
here.
the beef. And I said, sir, incorrect. He also he also calls me undercooked. That's what he refers to me. He goes, whenever he texts me, he goes, hello, my undercooked friend. I'm like, damn, I get it, but
holy crap, that's funny.
Actually so rude that you said that
funny.
to me. Yeah, he said stir the beef. I'm not even gonna look for it because I think that's what he said.
Yeah, let's dance around the bush.
Dance around the bush. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You looked at me. You're like, I can't believe you just said that. I was like, what I say?
Well, we've talked about it before. Where like you'll mix up words, and I'll just have to correct
Listen,
you. But
I'm
sometimes
socially
it gives It, but sometimes when you talk and I'm like, before I correct you, it gives me pause because I'm like,
You're like,
dance around the bush.
what is this
Now
about?
that is not correct at all. Anyways, sorry about that.
We're making new stuff. I just wanted to say that authorities are searching for raccoon dog.
That's
in
awesome.
New Wales.
No, tanukis are super cute. Super cute.
Raccoon dog.
Raccoon dog. Get out of here, dog. Get out of here with your semantics.
Where am I? What's your dream gig? Like voice acting, video editing, for me, photography.
Oh.
Like what's something that in the future you're like, this is something I want to strive for. It could be anything.
I guess in terms of like if I were to actually pursue voice acting, honestly anything.
Like any like major role in like an anime or something?
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Like I mean, personally, I know that online and like just in general, people beef with dubbed anime. I don't get it.
Oh,
like
I don't care.
it's the language I speak, so that's how I prefer to watch my media.
I think it's just because like they like, and this is me just talking out my ass because I don't know, but to me it seems like it might be just because they switch words up and they make stuff a little bit longer to match the
because they
lips.
have to because in terms of like languages, Japanese and English are so
different.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to put words to fit it into the mouth. But to what I just said of like it's the language I speak, that's how I prefer to watch it. That by no means is like, oh, I'm not going to watch anything if it's not dubbed. No, I understand like subtitles are there for a reason. But yeah, I think if I were to sit down and be like, all right, this is the day I start today, I'm going to, voice acting is it kind of thing. I'd take anything. I really would. Because that was...
Is that in its alone, it's your dream gig is to like just do voice acting in any type of aspect?
Yeah, in kind of any capacity. Yeah.
Because, I mean, that alone is so
dope.
cool.
That'd be
so
dope.
Cool.
That'd be dope. And at one point, that was what I wanted to pursue, but I was too broke and didn't have a steady job, so that was not viable for me to do.
Yeah. So
I inevitably ditched it for a little bit, and then I do have some. I mean, I made videos. So I have on like a YouTube, like a personal YouTube that I've had forever.
Yeah, you showed me the videos.
Yeah, we're basically. I have some friends and we're in a group chat, and over the course, I would say of a year, I would collect random bullshit asinine things that they would text me. And then
because they're a little special.
They're a little weird. Two of them are definitely autistic. We're still on the fence about the third one. So, but basically I would take all of their text messages and then I would put it and I would do a dramatic reading of all those messages, kind of like a David Attenborough style.
Yeah.
But of the crazy things that they say.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Like one thing that definitely sticks out was don't taint my meat. And I had to say that. These are things people say to me. These are my friends text me this. They're like,
see, I'm in the privilege of not having my friends text me stuff like that.
I mean, it doesn't happen as often anymore because we're older, wiser, different people. They're still weird. But
wiser?
Okay. Maybe not.
Well, you're going a little too far
Maybe not. But so basically what I did was I took maybe 10 or 15 of them and I put them in like a video and I said them whatever. But it was like a way to practice like, okay, this is the inflection I want to give.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is how my voice used to be. I want to deliver it this way. And then I did 3 of them. So it was the course of 3 years. Well, technically I did a 4th one, but I didn't keep it. I didn't like it. But I could like kind of see myself getting better because I got more comfortable in front of a mic too.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest hurdle when you do anything in terms of what we're doing now or even just filming yourself. Like getting used to hearing yourself is such a like.
I mean, I'm not even
so
used
pertinent.
to it still because you do all the editing.
I do all the editing, and another thing is like when I edited those videos, like talk about a creative outlet. Like that was so awesome. Like it was my idea. I got to flesh it out.
Yeah.
I knew what it was gonna look like the whole thing. And then at the end, like I had a bit where I talked like Kermit the Frog for about 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, like 30 seconds. And
10 minutes. It's the whole video.
The whole video. No, sorry, I slipped. But yeah, really, like over the course of all of that time, getting used to hearing your voice, like I'll talk to my mom about it, or there'll be like a video of her or whatever, and she'll be like, there's no way I can't listen to my own voice. It took me years to do, don't get me wrong, but to this day when I edit things, I don't even flinch my own voice.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
nothing.
I mean,
It feels like nothing.
There are times where you let me listen to it while you're
Yeah.
editing,
Yeah.
and I'm getting to that point to where it's just like, I don't even not that I don't recognize my voice, but it's like
it's not you.
it's
almost
like
in a way.
yeah, it's almost like it's just editing.
Yeah.
It's just a project almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't really see it as like okay, because when you ask me something, I'm like okay, let's just do this, this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like okay.
Yeah.
It's not. It's I don't know. It's like a weird, cool collaboration between the two of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to put into words, really.
It is. But like I said, just like hearing your own because there's always this like self-deprecation in all of us when we hear our voices or see our faces on cameras
Or anything.
or
Really.
anything we're in that we have to look back on later. You're immediately like your almost immediate reaction is like disgust, like oh I look awful, or I sound awful, or I hate how I sound, yada yada yada. The second you stop giving a shit, none of that matters.
It all goes out the window.
It all goes out the window, and especially when I have to edit myself all the time. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care this when I started editing this. I'm used to hearing my voice, like I said, but yeah, dude, it's easier. I think it's easy, but that's because I'm already used to it.
Yeah.
But
imagine
again,
people that have been on the internet for decades.
Yeah, they have to look like you think people like Markiplier or like Jacksepticeye been
Or
on
even
the
like
internet.
Rhett and Link who've
Rhett
been
and
around
Link, like,
since like the beginning of YouTube.
People like that who are like, yeah, I've been on camera for this long. I've heard myself for this long. Like whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're Markiplier, you're like, damn, I got a sexy ass voice too. Slay.
I sound sexy. I look sexy. I'm just the perfect human being.
I'm God's favorite. Who gives a shit? Anyway.
Anyways, we love Markiplier.
Anywho, I do.
I love him.
He's great.
I remember when like him and PewDiePie were blowing up at the same time almost. And like you'd watch Markiplier do horror and then you go watch PewDiePie do like Last of Us or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was peak right there.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Just aging ourselves.
I know. I don't know what my like dream gig would be like photography or video wise. I know that when I went to the F1 racing with Tyler, Bryce, and Quentin, and I saw the photographers out there just taking pictures of the cars, like driving by, I was like, that is so sick. That's just so cool to be there. I think, actually, now thinking about it, I think taking pictures at like El Clasico or like even the World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh my
dude.
god.
To be on those sidelines.
To get paid to be there.
Period.
Holy crap.
What a dream.
That is right there, the dream gig.
Yeah.
Being able to go there and just take pictures of any of the players. Holy crap.
I would say
being in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Just to be on the sideline of that game and be like, I'm working
to,
here. I'm here. I need to be here.
Those
like,
photographers who get to like I think I had showed you this morning where Neymar was allowed to wear a camera.
Oh, a camera. Yeah, for
like
first person for the game.
For like
yeah.
Behind the scenes and first person for the fans and everything. And then they linked because he's on his boyhood or his childhood club again.
Oh, okay.
Neymar went back to it, and they linked the photographer, and you go to his Instagram page, and it was just the Santos photographer, and I was just like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
To just be the photographer of a football team. I was like, or football,
soccer.
That's just such an amazing thing. So I think that's what like my dream thing would be.
That would slay.
That would be so amazing.
That'd be awesome.
So yeah, I think that's what mine would be. Oh my gosh. So I've been trying to get my thing each birthday now is trying to get a matching tattoo with someone like friends or family.
Right.
And this year, March, is going to be matching tattoos with my dad.
Yeah.
I texted him like last year. It was like, hey, let's get matching tattoos. And he's like, okay. And I sent him my ideas.
Okay.
Okay. He doesn't sound like that.
No.
I sent him 2 ideas. One was the Mandalorian helmet that I'm going to be getting, and it has like red flowers or whatever.
Right.
And I sent him the Boba Fett because I know that was like his favorite character growing up.
Right.
People ask me, well, why doesn't he get Jango Fett and you get Boba Fett? And I tell him, well, why don't you just fuck off and let us get tattoos? Anyways,
tell him. I guess.
Anyways, I sent him.
Yeah, man.
I sent
Whatever
him
you say. Anyway, sorry.
I sent him a picture of Boba Fett, and it had flowers, and he goes, "What's with the flowers?"
That's gay.
And I'm like, dude.
He didn't say that.
I was like, dude, just get it without the flowers. And he's like, well, what about this one? And he sent me like a horrible, like, it's a poster. It's not a tattoo.
It's like a watercolor
poster. And I sent it to my. It's funny because I sent it to my tattoo artist, and he just said no.
No, he just said no.
He just said no.
No.
And I tried telling my dad over text, and I love him dearly, but when you have 2 horrible tattoos,
they're really bad.
And when I have
however many
successful ones,
yeah,
maybe you should take my advice a little bit. And I had even tried telling him that, and he said, I'll think about it. Yeah. And I said, okay. And so I'm bringing it back around because now I've been trying to text him because my birthday's in a month.
Yeah.
And I've been like, hey, we need to figure out what we're doing. I know what I'm doing, so we need to figure out what you're doing. He keeps bringing up ideas, and I'm just like, listen. You need to figure out what you want to do, because he's like, ooh, what if I cover up one of my other ones? And I'm like, oh my God,
that's a whole other issue.
I was like, you have to understand, we're gonna be there for twice as long, because I know he has thicker skin than I do.
Yes,
because my mom has talked about how she can't find his veins.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't have that type of issue. I was like, and then second of all, you're talking about double the cost.
Yeah,
almost triple the cost.
Yeah.
So I texted them that. I was like, listen, you have to think about the cost because of what's going to go behind it. I was like, and we still don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
He wants to do Boba Fett, which I'm just like, thank God we have that. But I'm just like, man, come on.
The real nail in the coffin should have been, you have 2 of 2
That's what
tattoos.
I tried getting through his head. I'm like, listen, you have 2 of 2 horrible tattoos. I have so many successful tattoos, but I think what it is we're gonna get to the studio, and our tattoo guy Cameron is gonna talk him out of stuff.
Yep.
And then my dad's finally gonna be like, okay, we'll do this.
Oh, and it happens to me every time I sit in his chair.
Yeah.
Like, I go in with an idea, it's like, all right, cool, let's do this. And I'm like, damn,
because
you're right.
what people don't understand is if you let your tattoo artist go crazy with it,
it's going to be the best tattoo you've ever had.
Not only is it going to look cool as hell,
yeah,
but the tattoo artist is going to have so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
And the more fun they have doing it, the better it's going to come out.
Yeah.
It's just like with photography. If you just let me take my fucking pictures and let me do my own thing,
yep,
I promise you won't be disappointed.
Yep.
Same thing with art and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think that's kind of funny that I've been trying to text him and be like, listen, man, let's get this done. Like, I already know what me and my mom have matching ones.
You got bees.
We got bees. Me and you have matching ones.
We do. We have kitties.
With kitties. I think my next one next year will be with Mia.
Period.
At some point.
Yep. It's her turn.
Her turn. And then me and Robert will probably get matching ones. And then we'll start down the road of who else. Who's next? Who's next?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, I just think tattoo, it's so funny. Like, sure, it's going to go on your body forever. But come on. Have fun with it.
Be fun. You could get normal, boring tattoos, or you could be fun and awesome and whimsical for the rest of your life.
Or you can get a space kitty or a bee with a cowboy hat.
And when he was drawing it up, I was like, you should put bee-haw, because like yeehaw. But he thought about it. He wrote it down. He's like, nah.
He's like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
I was like, damn it.
Or you can get Tom and Jerry fighting on your elbow.
Yeah, that one. That one was crazy. My most recent tattoos that I got one on the back of my arm by my armpit, and apparently that hurts like a
The armpit sucks.
It wasn't even my armpit. It's like around my armpit on the back of my arm. And so like I was laying face down in the pillow and my arm was like face out, my palm up to the ceiling, and he was going nutso mode on it. And because I moisturize, my skin is hard to tattoo. I was bleeding a lot. He went crazy nutso in there. It hurt. That was the first time.
PSA to everyone: do not moisturize.
No,
if
don't
you're
listen
getting
to
a
him.
tattoo.
Don't listen.
Your skin's gonna be much better. Your tattoo's gonna like it. Your tattooer's gonna like it more.
I have to convince you to put on moisturizer when your face skin starts flaking. I can't keep defending you as a man if you keep doing that shit. But that's
little rant there.
Another thing I'll say later, but yeah, it was the first time during a tattoo I felt like an actual weenie. Like I felt like a bitch. Like,
you know, it's funny because there'd be times we go in to get tattoos, and Cameron would be like, "Man, you didn't even move." And
no,
I
usually don't. Like I usually sit just fine, but this one just sucked. Like at first it was like, oh haha, funny, it hurts, and then at one point I was like, if this continues for another 10-15 minutes, like I might cry. Like it was, all of the humor in it was gone. I was just in pain. I was like, this sucks balls.
You know what's funny about that is when Braden was getting his tattoo on his ribs, we were all making fun of him.
Yeah.
I was taking pictures of him. I was taking videos of him. He's over here crying on the inside.
We were bullying. He got a tattoo on his ribs.
Yeah.
And we were bullying the fuck out of him.
It was so funny. And even everyone in that studio, like Cameron's other tattoo artists, were saying like, man, dude, that's a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Like, they were just like, ooh.
we were bullying him. We really were.
He really did a great job, but it's just funny that like everyone in the studio was just like, oh, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, he sat really good for it. But
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
he was a trooper for that
it was a rough position, for sure. But yeah,
I don't know if I'd ever get chest. I don't know. I think it'd be a little bit down the road for me.
Yeah.
I think arms and legs.
I think everything else comes first, and then you move to chest.
And then I'll go to chest and see from there.
Yeah. See
how filled in I am at that point.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was
Oh, that's my new favorite thing to say to you. This morning, as a matter of fact, I'm done in the shower. Mikey gets in. It's his turn to shower. He rips absolute like diabolical nuclear warfare ass in the bathroom. Like he farts so loud and it's so obnoxious. I just go, I can't keep defending you. So anytime you do anything remotely gross, i.e. farting really loud or not putting on moisturizer, I can't keep defending you.
I can't keep defending you.
I can't keep defending you like this.
Well,
sometimes you just gotta.
Sometimes your stomach just holds in all of the gas.
Yeah, and you need to let it out, but like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the problem about that.
Okay, except when it fucking smells.
Yeah.
This morning was really bad.
I feel bad because most of the time I can't even smell it.
And most of the time they don't. But this particular morning, I was like, whoo!
I ripped it and
that was yucky.
Yeah.
Yuck.
It's just like when you put how many farts did we say? Dad farts?
I think we said 15 to a 19-year-old's 30.
Sure.
Or 30-60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny that I think I might get into that point to where I'm ripping dad farts.
Yeah, and you're almost 25. Like you haven't even reached
I have almost 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah, according to the youths.
The youth of America.
Yeah, so my brother's a teacher and they found out how old he is. My brother excuse me, he just turned 26, and when he was 25, they were like, "How old are you? Like 35 or what? Or 36?" And he goes, "No, I'm 25." And they're like, "Oh, so you're already like 1 foot in the grave. Like you're old."
I think that's so funny.
Holy crap, dude.
For them to have like that
oh my god,
look at life and be like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, but I guess it makes sense because when I was like 16, I'm like, "Damn, 25? That's crazy."
That
That's
is
insane.
true.
So I guess when you're young, like everybody seems old, but then like when you're old, everybody's like, "Oh, like I'm 65. I would kill to be 45
Like when your
again."
grandpa was just like, I'm turning 65, and you're like, 65?
Yo.
He's been around since like the Romans.
So like, dog, did you see the crucifixion of Jesus or not,
you-
bro?
Did you witness them turn on Julius Caesar?
Dude, you saw like, yo, did you see the Russians invade Berlin? That's
Like,
fucking
that's
crazy,
insane,
dude.
dude.
Yo.
Holy crap.
So like, which one's your favorite dinosaur? Like, which one did you see?
Which one did you like to ride the most?
And why was it the Triceratops, dude? I promise.
Dude, that's so funny. Kids were just like, you have already 1 foot in the grave.
Oh, so you're 25. So like, when's your retirement party? Like when did AARP call you yet? Are they
And
looking
imagine
to
just
put
some
you in a
like
home?
little snot bubbling kid just be like, so like, do you have like 1 foot in the grave already, or
Yeah.
like?
Got Cheeto dust on his fingers. Like, so like, do you need a wheelchair? Like, are you blind yet?
Wee woo. The retirement home is calling
The
for you.
retirement is calling. Don't you have like bridge or like cards to play near the window?
So is dementia setting in for you, Dad? You know what's funny is some kid will sit there and say all of those things if they knew about all of it.
I know. Like I'll tell my friends like I'm almost 23. I feel so old. Like especially when I talk to like Matt's nephews who are like 16 and 19, like they make me feel old. And apparently like what's crazy too, and I'm
When
learning
we age ourselves and we're like, wow, we used to watch
talking about
VHSs
Markiplier and PewDiePie and
at the peak of YouTube.
and the Wii being considered a vintage console. Get out of here, bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, we do age ourselves a little
quite a
bit,
bit,
in
but-
this day and age.
But like 20 is not old. I'm still young. I don't have anything in common with like anybody younger than me. I feel
It's
like
funny
I
'cause
think
now-
20 is the limit of
now that
of
I'm
things.
turning 25 and
Mhm.
I'm thinking back on like when I was your age, I was just like, I didn't think I was old at all.
I do every single
Like when
year,
I
I'm
turned
like,
21, I
"Damn."
was like, dub, I can drink now legally.
Yeah.
And then like a few years pass, and I'm like, I still don't feel like old at all. And now that I'm turning 25, I'm like, fuck, dude.
I'm halfway to 30.
There's a few more gray hairs coming in. I'm like, oh my god.
You're halfway to 30.
Oh,
What am I-
brother.
Oh my
Actually,
goodness.
15 would be halfway to 30.
I mean in your 20s. You're in your 20s, you're halfway to 30. At this
Whatever.
point when you turn 25,
Whatever.
you'll
I
be
don't
halfway
want
to
to think
30.
about me turning 30.
I don't
I
think about
think-
me turning 23.
I forgot. I think it was your parents who was just like, man, to be 40 again. I was like, honestly, I can't wait till my 40s. I think
it was
that's
my
gonna be a
mom.
freaking great time.
Yeah, I think because you're
They
even,
both looked at me and they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
even your mom was like, life doesn't start till you're 30.
yeah." Like
And
your
I'm like-
actual life doesn't start till you're 30.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like when you look back on it, like your 20s are when you're poor.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be poor.
you're supposed to be poor. You're supposed to be trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, like you're not.
You're not supposed to have everything handed to you yet, or
Right.
everything already
Right.
thought out and already
Which
plans.
makes sense. Do your time. Take your 10 years.
But it's like
figure
it's
it out.
funny because in this day and age where
Hustle,
social media,
grind set culture.
you'll see some
yeah.
16-year-old be like, "Yeah, I just fucking bought that Lambo," and
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, you-
"What?"
Yeah, well, in the day and age of like Lil Tay, who's like 10 years old, he's
Oh,
like, I just
yeah.
bought a Bentley. I'm like, who?
I'm like,
why?
"What?"
Why?
And here I am doing an essay for I don't know, freshman math.
Like an idiot.
I'm just like, what am I doing
I'm
wrong?
an idiot. Yeah.
All the teachers like, you gotta go to college.
No,
and you
it
gotta do-"
really
I'm like,
is,
I'm
like-
like, but she's over here buying a Bentley.
It really is like the hustle grind set
Yeah.
thing, like destroyed all of that. They're like, you should be a homeowner by 25. I'm like, you are smoking codeine. Are you insane? Like, you are on PCP. Like, I
it's-
cannot believe
It's
you
funny
said
when
that.
I see a lot of stuff like that, and a lot of people that are my age. For example, like when me and Quentin lived together,
Yeah.
and we see a lot of people that are like, we're just like, man, instead of moving out, we should have just bought a house together.
I know. Like, this should have been my property stake.
yeah.
Like, this
Like,
could have
oh,
gone
fuck.
way differently.
That's what we should have done.
Yeah. But it's
We
not
should have started
realistic.
young.
It's not realistic. And then you have, like, these people on, like, Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like, you should be owning and buying up properties. You should buy district housing, and you should price gouge so that you can live nice and fuck all of your tenants. Oh my God!
It's like, where are you getting now? This may
They're
be
like, and I'm 21.
this.
Suck it.
This may be my little pea brain talking,
Uh-huh.
but I'm like, where the hell are y'all getting all this money?
Mommy and daddy.
And that's where I think of is mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy.
You have rich parents,
Trust
and you
funds.
can say any of the shit that you want. There
People who say money can't buy happiness.
again, PCP. Are you insane? What are you
Like,
smoking? What are you smoking?
There are
yes,
times-
it can.
There are times where we're talking to your family,
Yeah.
and we're saying, when we win the lottery, we'll do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, people who win the lottery, I talk about this at work. I'm like, people who win the lottery, they don't know what to do with the money.
Mhm.
They get it, they buy 7 houses, and then they're broke.
And
I'm
then-
like, well,
yeah.
yeah, idiots.
Yeah.
You're supposed to retire your. Aw, Tetsy's all
Aw,
poofed
so
out.
poofed out.
You're
Sweet
supposed to buy at least a house, and
Yeah.
then give yourself small amounts so that you can survive
To
throughout
live
the day.
off yearly, monthly,
Yeah.
whatever. It's easy. You just.
Like I said, I could just be thinking from my little pea brain
Mm-hmm.
because financials and stuff. But
Yeah.
to me, I'm just like, that would be, and maybe that's why we haven't won the lottery, is because it's just too easy for us.
We're too close-minded. You got to open yourself up to the market and blah, 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 blah.
You gotta buy 7 houses.
Stick that finger up your ass, let it come out your mouth, and shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
You know what's funny?
What?
Is I'm over here talking about D&D and expressing myself, and I'm just like, well, you know what? If you're trying to tell me how to live my life, you can fuck off. And you're like, all right, okay. And you're
Yeah.
over here sticking so far up your ass, it comes out your nose.
You farted. Micah. Dude, I felt it on the couch. I hope the mic picked it up. Yo! I can't keep defending you! I can't keep defending you! We were almost done. We're on an hour 7. You couldn't keep that in.
I started moving around, and it happens.
Oh my God. What I was gonna say for that is I am nothing if not a hater. So yes,
Haterade.
I'm sipping that haterade. I lost my phone and all. I don't know where that went. I'm so discombobulated. I don't know what's going on.
It might have fallen.
Okay.
Well,
What the?
that is. We can look for it here in a little bit.
Oh my God.
Well, thankfully, that's the end of the episode. What a great way to end it, too.
I hope if I can pick it up, I'll bass boost it, dude. I'm gonna make sure.
You're gonna make sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right. Well, next episode is gonna be episode 10.
10.
So next episode we will have picked a pet of the week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if we're just gonna do pet of the week or pet of the month.
Yeah, we can decide. Submissions. Based.
But yes, talking about
So,
submissions,
send 'em in.
you'll see a post later this week when this podcast goes up. But make sure you submit a few clips, meaning a few videos, and then a few pictures of your pet that you want to submit to our email, which we'll flash it up on the screen.
Whoa, here it is. And also our
Whoa.
Instagram, we can DM.
Yes.
I'm poop.pod.
Yes,
Whoa.
we'll flash both things. Keep an eye out for that because we will announce the winner on the Instagram, and then we'll announce it in episode 10 as well.
Slay.
But it's just to,
A little we like animals.
we love
like
animals.
Dugans, kitties, everything in between.
So we'll probably use your...
Don't send in your fucking spiders. I swear to God. I'm not putting that up.
Whoa, you heard it.
I'm nothing if not a hater.
But yeah, it's just a way for us to use, instead of just our cats for announcing like episodes and stuff, we can
If
use...
you got a tarantula, keep that shit to yourself.
we're gonna get so many tarantulas now.
I know.
Now that you actually said something, they're like,
I
"Oh, we're gonna send in
know.
spiders."
I know.
Should have just kept it.
Yeah, that's
But
okay.
anyways, yeah, it's just a way for us to show the community a little bit more, and then to show off your pets too.
Yeah, I like seeing them.
Yeah.
Cat videos are my favorite type of video ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna. We're not saying the cats are gonna win all the time.
No, but I'm just
But
saying.
yeah. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. We'll flash the
Woo, flash
the,
again.
the Gmail or the email and the Instagram as well.
Yeehaw.
But yeah,
That's it.
good freaking episode. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
farted, bitch. Because you farted.
Okay. All right.
Because you farted.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, and fart your little asses
Comment
out.
5 things you did today. 5 things you did today. Comment that.
All right, bye.